Hello and welcome to the Experiencing Love podcast. I'm your host, Philip Jocks, and I'm so glad that you're here. I have to be honest, I didn't hold up my end of the deal to stream this current episode. I don't know if I ever said it out loud or who I may have told, but I know I told myself at the least. And so I'm coming clean to you as the listener because it feels only right to do so. I didn't do what I wanted to do. I also didn't have the day I planned to have. A few days ago, and over the past couple days, I've been talking a lot about inspiration. I've been talking a lot about the idea that when inspiration strikes, take it, run with it. And while I'm doing that now, there's the other side, which is when it seems as though inspiration runs dry. When that happens and you don't have inspiration, you don't have motivation, you're feeling tired, run down, you're not at your best. I think the best thing you can do at that point is to do something different, to break a pattern and try something new. What that often means for me is taking a break. I also know that not everyone is like me. There's a lot of people that don't need to take breaks as much as I do. Or I shouldn't say don't need. I'd say they don't feel the need to take as many breaks as I do. But they may do something different. They may work on a different project. They may go exercising. They may spend time with family and friends. They may read a different book or journal. I find that there's so many different types of people. It's hard to categorize them. I just know for me, what's important is that when I'm not at my best, I need to accept that I'm not at my best and I take a step back. When I do that, I build myself back up and then I'm more effective, more efficient, more productive, and the quality of everything that I do, whether it's help my family and friends, whether it's record, stream, work on my website, work on my social media, it's just better. I've grown tired of doing mediocre work. I've grown tired of doing work just for work's sake. So instead, I want to make sure I'm at my best when I do my work. I used to plan that every Sunday would be my rest day. It would be my rest day and I wouldn't do anything on that day. What I also found often happening was on Sundays, I would have lots of ideas, but because it was my rest days, I wouldn't do anything about them. Yet later in the week would be my work days, but I would run out of ideas. And the ideas that I had before, say on Sunday, just wouldn't flow. So moral of the story, I started listening to my body. And instead of saying that Sunday is my rest day, I instead choose to say that every week I have a floating rest day. A floating rest day for my mind, my body, my spirit, and I never know what day that's going to be. But when I feel as though the quality of my work is suffering, then I take that day. Or more importantly, I'll say that now if I get ideas on Sundays, I immediately get to work and I produce. I create. I don't destroy those ideas or that inspiration or that time. So the reason I bring all this up is because, one, I think it could be relevant for you. This idea that you need to have a routine and you need to schedule breaks and there's only one right way to do something. I think it's something that could be challenged. Maybe it's right, and maybe I haven't experienced enough in my short life to know what's my one right way. I just also know that I'm going to do what I can to figure it out. I want you to try something new. Only in trying something new will you know if it works or not. And only then will you know if it's better than what you have right now. You already know that I'm super into improving all areas of my life. In whatever ways I can, I will work to find those improvements. Sometimes it's in my health. Sometimes it's in my wealth and the work that I do. Sometimes it's in building quality relationships in my life. I rarely have the brain space to work on all of them all at once, and so I don't. I usually focus on one area, try a bunch of new things, see what works for me, see what doesn't, until I get to a level that's improved, that's higher than it was before, and then I coast at that level while I work on something else. I'd say for the past 2-3 weeks, I was really focused on focus, productivity, a little bit of inspiration, and mainly just getting work done. And I found something that works for me, and I started to use it. And now that I use it, I'm adapting. I'm embracing the new tools, the new tips, the improved skills that I have, and using it to improve the other areas of my life. One of the huge areas of focus right now is my finances. As much as I love to create and I love to do what I do in my business, I also understand that it's not enough to pay the bills. I'm still a ways off from that. So I need to make sure that I'm focusing on my finances so that I don't fall behind, so that I could keep doing what I'm doing here without returning to a life that I didn't enjoy. So I'm creating a routine now. I'm trying new things. It's taking up so much of my focus. And I know that within a couple weeks, it will become like clockwork, and I'll be able to put my brain power and my focus on the next thing I'm working on. Simply explaining it this way is already enlightening even to me. When I talk about this podcast to different people in my life, whether they're strangers or in my inner circles, I often describe this as my personal journal. I used to have my own journal. I still have those physical journals laying around. And I found that those journals were great, and it was really helpful in slowing down my mind. And yet I still pulled away from it many times. It was an on and off kind of thing. Now I'm on this routine of maybe journaling once every 2 to 3 months because I enjoy it, but it takes a lot of time. I found podcasting has become my personal journal where I get to talk things through and then listen back to them in the editing. I get to see what sounds crazy, what sounds real, what sounds sane, what sounds fake. I also learn what I really think about a subject, what I really feel about a subject. And I'll say that there's many times that I've talked about something on this podcast in one of the many episodes that I've already released. And it's about something that I've never really put into words. So I put it into words with you, and then I'm baffled by my explanation of things. I'm baffled by what I come up with. I write my own notes. And my big note for this one is that my whole idea on focus and how I can only focus on one thing at a time is accumulation of many different beliefs and ideas I've held in the past, but never put together in this way. That it makes sense why I'm not working on a certain area of my life because all my focus is going somewhere else. I often beat myself up about what I'm not doing, and it's a tough cycle to be in. It hurts. Yet I also see now, when I think back to all the times when I'm not directly doing work, I'm focused on something else, and that something else is equally as important. Yet because it doesn't produce the same outcome in the same area of life, I don't feel it in the same way. This way of thinking just explains my focus much clearer than how I previously thought about it. I don't know. I guess the overarching theme is using grace to understand myself and to accept myself. I know that's important for me. So I said all of this piggybacking off of not streaming today. I was playing around with my settings yesterday and the stream was just not coming out great. I'm really grateful that I recorded audio on the side because the video was all messed up. It was very choppy and it wouldn't encode and render properly. I think it just has to do with having a very old system I'm running on. I don't even want to say very old. It's from 2019, 2020, this laptop, and it wasn't even the best at the time when I got it. But I'm seeing the limitation of its power now. It's not holding up to the rigorous workflows that I have. Most of the time that's okay. It doesn't have to. For something like streaming onto 2 platforms with a laptop, an external mic, external camera, 2 monitors. It's a lot for a small laptop. So I'm considering adjusting my system. One day I'd love to actually get a PC and grow it from there. And for now I'm wondering if videos are just the way to go because I can still record videos. If I record them on the side, I still have a software that may let me more easily edit those videos as well. If I can figure those out, well then I can still get video on this podcast. And streaming will just be something that I do when I build more of an audience. And if I wanted to give a number on that to make it a SMART goal, I'd say if my audience grows by 5 people, right? Or maybe 6. I think technically Spotify has me at 9 followers right now. So if I were to get to 15 followers, say on Spotify, or on YouTube, I believe I'm at 55 subscribers. So what if I said 60 subscribers? Well, using those numbers, if I were to grow a little bit more, I'll consider that my community growing a bit. And I'd give it another try. That's just for accountability's sake. And I just know that it's something that I do want to do. And I want to make sure that the quality is worthy of being put out there. There's so much good quality content right now that putting out bad quality content just gets easily overlooked. I know because that's what I do. If I see a bad quality video, I don't stay long. And I know that I'm kind of my target audience. People who are like me, people who think like me, people who take in content like me, who play games like me, who work like me. So I don't want to put out something that I wouldn't enjoy. I enjoy listening to this podcast, which is why I keep doing it every day. And I plan to listen to it every single day next year. So I don't want to create anything that I wouldn't enjoy, that I wouldn't consume. I don't know, those are just my thoughts for today. What's going on right now? I don't know if there's anything that you are able to take out. I hardly ever do. I just trust that maybe this plants a seed into your mind. Or maybe you had a breakthrough today. Whatever happens, I know that I'm saying what I'm meant to say. And maybe it'll make sense to me tomorrow, maybe in a decade. I'm here for it all. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Remember to always fill up with the love. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I love you.